Good morning, Ria from Maisie Moo. Now I'm popping on today to show you how to sew up these little pocket bears or bear hugs. Now I have gotten carried away like I do, and I'm doing them in 3 sizes. We've got a 3-inch, we're about to do the 3.5, and we've got this 4-inch one here. Now as they get larger, they get easier to sew, so it all depends on your skill and how well your machine cuts out. It's up to you which size you do want to make, but I will put test holes in with this design. What I'm also going to put in with this design are some display cards. Now I've got a display card here with a poem on it. This is a bear hug. I'm also going to include a little worry bear card as well. That has a poem on it, but what I'm going to do this time is give you a blank card so that you can put your own poem. And I've actually I had a little bit of help with ChatGPT, but come up with 25 little poems you can choose from, or you can add your own. So there's lots of options with this one, and you can choose to upload it into your Cricut, and you can cut it out, print and cut, and that's where you can add your poem if you want to, or you can use the ones that I've provided, which is what I've done here. So I've made this little bear, and we've just stuck him on the back of this card. I know you always like to know how I've done it. I've used this double-sided tape, and it just holds them on there. So if you're going to put them in a cellophane pocket, if you're selling them or gifting them, but they're really cute, and I'm really happy with the way they turned out. So let's get started. These obviously can be used like I've shown you. Now I've cut out my template. What I wanted to do with this one though, and this is another option you're going to get, so there's lots of options, is I've cut it out and I've included a tab so that you can, I've got the little heart here, so you can actually make a keychain. So these can be keychains or bag tags too. So really there's a few options. They're not just reduced to you gifting them as little like pocket hugs or anything like that. So what I'm going to quickly do, and I'll show you what I do, is I pinch like this, and all my little holes, they won't pop out. Sometimes you're lucky they pop out when you pull them off the mat, but all I do is kind of fold and pinch, and see how the holes come out. If you get any that are a bit stubborn, then you just poke them with your needle. But I'm going to go through and do these now, and I'll pop back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Now I've gone through and I've popped out my holes. These are all quite easy to do because I've got a nice new mat and a nice sharp blade. So first thing I am going to do is we're going to take the front piece, so this is the front of your bear, and we're going to attach the face, and you can see it's made up of 3 parts. We've got the nose, the muzzle part, and the eyes. So I will start with my floss, which is just all the strands of an embroidery skein or skein, I don't even know how to say it, there we go, and a nice big knot on the end. Just to do that again, and all you're going to do is you're going to come through from the back, and we're going to start with the eyes. Now these are the eyes, and then we're going to layer that with the muzzle. There we go. Then we're going to pop the nose in like that. So it doesn't sort of matter which way that's sitting yet, because we're going to pull that through. And then let's just straighten everything up. Now the idea is you're going to go back through this hole here, and then you're also going to go through the second hole in the, let's see if I can show you. Just like this, you want to go through that second hole and then back through here. So that's going to hold your eyes in place. Now when I originally did this, I didn't have that second hole, and if I show you this one, look at that, it's a bit wonky. So that's why sometimes I make a few of these, and I do quite a lot of testing myself just to make sure it's nice and right for you. One thing you may have to do at the end though is with your little nose here, because that there hasn't got the 2 holes because it's too small, you may have to just put a little touch of super glue behind that, but we can get to that later. Okay, so all we're going to do is come through the bottom, whoops, let's have a look, do that again, through that bottom hole, and then back again. We're doing a back stitch so that you've created a line. You've got 1 stitch down and then a stitch there, and then all I'm going to do is create a little smile, coming back through those It's a tiny little grin. There we go. And that's your face. So you can obviously do that in different colours. You can see that I've done this in the brown, and this is like a little baby bear, this one. Okay, so make sure it's all pulled tight, and then all you want to do at the back is, no one's going to see the back, so I just make a little knot, and then we just trim that off. Okay, so now we're onto the heart, and you'll see you've obviously got your holes there all ready for you to stitch through. I'm going to use pink for this, and it's just as we did before, starting from the back, and I'm just going to sew all the way around and then back again so that it creates a solid stitch. Okay, so we've got all of our features on, everything's there, and now what we want to do is sew it to the back. So what you want to do is just pinch it. So we've got our two pieces now. We're going to start stitching, and I'm going to start stitching from the inside so that your knot's hidden inside. Whoops, let's try that again. See, your knot's hidden there, nice big knot, and I'm going to just work my way around. Now I've got a generous length here, and I do that in case there's ever, if you have to tie off and start again, but it means that I am going to go all the way around twice. So how much would I have on here? Maybe almost 30, which might be a bit excessive. Sometimes you'll see the little holes pop out. Okay, so I'm going to work my way around. Okay, so you can see I've stitched around. You've got just a simple straight stitch coming around here. Okie doke. Keep on stitching until we get to our tab pieces. Now, this tab piece here, what I've done is I've incorporated it into the back so that all you need to do is, there's actually going to be a little bit longer here, but when I cut it out, I didn't have a big enough piece of faux, but it's going to still work fine. It's a small tab. You'll be able to fit hardware in there, so which you will need to attach as you're sewing. So let's do that now. This always makes it a little bit fiddly. Let's give it a go. So we're going through the back. I'm going to go through the back, then I'm going to go through the hole at the base of the tab, then through the front. And back through the other side. There we go. Simple as that. Now you could use any colour on the back. I've just gone for the same colour as the muzzle, the brown, but you could use the same as your heart, so you could make it quite interesting, and then you'll have the solid shape of your bear at the back, which you'll see once we've finished stitching. So let's come round past the ear. Now you will have noticed these bears have got a little bit of a tummy, they're plump, and how I've achieved that is all I've done is I've got some polyfill, which is just stuffing for toys, but you can use anything soft if you've got cotton balls or the inside of an old cushion, whatever you need to use. And I'm going to just slowly push that through this hole here down into my bear. Now what you use is up to you. What have I got handy? I've got a weeding tool here that I was using, and I was using this end to get it started. Let's get it through the hole. It's like a finger-sized hole. And, oh, doesn't want to do it, does it? Let's try that again. Okay, so you can see I'm just going to push that in. Right, Right, we'll get some more. Okay, so you can see he's looking nice and plump. There's his nose twisting around, but we will glue that at the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go all the way back around. I'm going to close them up. There we go. Okay, so you can see if you wanted to, you could actually just finish with a single stitch because we've got even number of stitches on each side in this design, but I liked the solid stitch. Certainly it's up to you. If you've got hardware like this as well, I think going around twice just means it's going to hold it in place a little bit better. So all I'm going to do now is go back round, filling in those gaps and creating a solid stitch. Okay, so I've sewn all the way around and back again. We've stuffed it, we've folded this over, and we're right at the very end. We've got one more stitch to go. So you can see at the back we've completely stitched around. Oh, I'll need to just pull that through, but we've completely stitched around. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take your needle up through the two pieces of faux. So you can see it's coming up through there. Okay. And we've come out, okay. And we've come out there. We can tidy up that fluff. What I do, because you've got the stuffing and that is going to hold everything in place, is I just pass my needle through the body of the bear gently. You don't want to pull it tight because you don't want to pull that stuffing out of the way. And then I just do it a couple of times like this, and then all you do, that's it, and maybe one more time, boom, out through its legs. And I'm going to trim that nice and close. Whoops, cut my fingers. And then just give it a little, that'll hide inside. And look, there you have a little bag tag or a keychain. Right, we're done. So we have 3 bears. We have small, medium and large. And you can just see his little nose is twirled around. As I say, I'm going to put a tiny dot of super glue under that. That'll hold that in place. Small, medium and large. So you're going to get all 3 sizes. You're going to get all 3 sizes, and they're also going to include this back piece so that can create a tab at the top if you want to create the bag tag or a keychain. I'm also going to be including 2 versions of the cards. So you've got the Bear Hug and Worry Bear. You're going to get them in the plain, and I'm going to give you options for those little poems, and there's different ones there for all sorts of reasons, sort of mental health and friendship, love, all sorts of ones. So I'm also going to include a option with no holes, because I know I will put the holes in the middle though, but no holes around the edge and maybe the heart. I'll see how I go, but the no hole option for those who want to machine sew it. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of files with this. As I say, there's been quite a bit of work gone into this one. It's really cute, and I do hope you like it. I can't wait to see what you make and post to the Facebook group. So thank you for watching. Remember, any questions, just reach out to me, and happy creating. Bye.